Physical Society of Ireland to really have this final conclusion on this meeting. I mean, we were really proud at the ESICM to really have this very intense collaboration with the Physical Society of Ireland to really conduct this very, very nice event, this regional conference here in Dublin. And indeed, I think it was a huge success. It was a huge success in different areas. The first one, I think, which is probably the most important, is that science and debates were really very intense, and I think that we had a chance to have a huge discussion on physiology, cardiovascular physiology, respiratory physiology, but more importantly to bring all together and to try to understand what would be the relevance to these for caring of patients at bedside, and also discussion on new technologies, new advances, both for cardiovascular support and for respiratory support. So this was indeed the very good success on that side. The other one was indeed a very good success in terms of attendance, and the fact that we are here on Saturday noon, having so many people still in the room, is also a very good sign that it was really needed and that all of you really enjoyed the conference. So I have now to make a few thank you, and I think probably the most important one, besides the fact that we have to thank the Intestinal Society of Ireland, is mostly to thank the scientific advisors, and you know their names, they are in the program, but I think that indeed these people made the program as attractive as it was, and we really have to thank you, all these people. We also, of course, to thank the faculty. I mean, these scientific advisors were able to gather here a faculty, and having on a regional conference some of these names here around is really something very, very nice, and we should be proud of this. And once again, very thank you to all these faculty members to have come, spend these few days here in Ireland, and also not only spending these days here in Ireland, but discussing with you at the, during the workshop and so on, many cases that were presented. The last point, I want to thank you, the delegates that took part in this conference. I mean, you were close to 300 at the end, attending this conference, and most importantly, coming really from everywhere in the world. I mean, you can see in blue all these countries taking part here in the conference, and this is really something very, very important, also mentioning the scientific attractiveness of this program for many of these people coming really from far away from some of them. And so thank you again for all of you having been here. And to end up, I just invite you to come once again to our next event, which will be the live event in Berlin, where the program will be also very, very attractive, and I hope that most of you will be joining us and enjoying this future event. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Daniel, and I suppose I'll be echoing a lot of what he said. I think normally we go to an ICU meeting and you go to a couple of sessions on cardiovascular, on respiratory, on sepsis, etc. But we've had almost 2 days on the theme of cardiorespiratory interactions, and it's allowed a very in-depth exploration of the issues, both the basic pathophysiology and the clinical applications of this. And I think that's been very educational and useful. What have I learned? Well, I know a lot more about what I don't know. And I suppose I have more of an appreciation of the complexity of the mechanisms underlying this and the importance of understanding these for managing my patients better. I think personally, what I would mention are more insight into the role of the importance of the right ventricular failure, how to manage it, the importance of using echo as a routine, and more knowledge about how to wean difficult patients successfully. But I look forward to going through the presentations when they're on the website, and I hope we'll have access for all our Intensive Care Society members to these as well. I think it's been a very international meeting, both in the faculty from North America, Europe, Ireland, and in the attendance, as Daniel has pointed out. And I think particularly it's been a very enjoyable meeting. I mean, that's the feedback I've repeatedly got, and I think it reflects the atmosphere in the social events, coffee breaks, and within lecture hall. So thank you again for all your contributions, and we now close the meeting.